I've worked for over 12 years as an illustrator, and over the course of this time I've had one big challenge that has plagued me. And no, it's not finding clients, getting paid, or the overhanging threat of being replaced by AI, but rather my habit of procrastination. Let's talk about how I solved that. The artwork that you're seeing in this video was quite fittingly recorded 7 years ago. At the time I titled it Procrastination because I was at university taking my bachelor's degree in engineering. The illustration was a depiction of how I used to procrastinate during my studies and doing other things such as art. Ironically, this video is about how I started to procrastinate doing art.
Well. How the turntables...
In case any of you are unfamiliar, the term procrastination refers to the act of delaying or postponing tasks, often despite knowing that doing so may lead to negative consequences. It involves avoiding or postponing tasks that need to be accomplished, usually in favor of more pleasurable or less demanding activities. As for my art, it meant that I pretty much stopped working on personal projects and focused mainly on client work at all times, as well as stopped making YouTube videos. When I was done with university, I took a full-time job teaching engineering at a local college, and at this point I pretty much stopped taking on client work as well. My art had become a job, not a passion, not a hobby, more or less a chore. I did not want my art to be just a job, but whilst I actively chose not to take on more client work, I had a hard time getting back into creating my own art. I started a bunch of pieces and just left them halfway done. I've always been a procrastinator, and I think it's one of my worst qualities as a person. But it had not affected my art before. Creating art usually was my distraction. Back when I first got started with digital art, I could sit for hours and paint, and it would consume my daily thought at all times. So, I needed a way to find my passion for art again, and a workflow that would make me excited to work on illustrations again. But most importantly, a sustainable process that I enjoy. Because I'm not talking about solving this in a manner to produce art, but rather enjoy the art process. If it was meant only as a source of income, the best solution would be consistency and discipline, which would be achieved by making a schedule and plan hours allocated just for art. However, that is how you achieve results, but I wanted to rekindle my passion for art and actually enjoy it again. I found 3 factors that helped me become more productive as an artist and look forward to creating art again. The first factor: visualizing the projects. I think one of the issues I had was that I was always worried when working on bigger projects if the outcome would turn out good or not. I often found myself losing confidence in projects once I had started on the line art. But by making the sketches more detailed and spending more time planning the entire process, it removed these doubts that usually occur for me. For instance, I now add colors during the sketch phase and make sure I know how the entire piece is meant to look like when it's finished. If we have a look at my MSI collaboration, I would have probably satisfied myself with this as the sketch before I started the vector process. But by finalizing the sketch more, I felt much more comfortable spending the 15+ hours completing the piece, and I actually enjoyed the process. The second factor is take on client work that excites you. Even though art is not my main income anymore, I still find it very enjoyable working on projects that has an intended use. And this is why I still do take on client work, but I make sure that it excites me, and that I want to work on it not just for the money. Of course, this is limited to artists who have the ability to do this, and I fully understand that a lot of you don't have that ability and rely on taking on every single project that goes your way for financial reasons. But if you have the chance, I'd say focus on the fun projects, because they usually lead to similar projects in the future. The third factor is probably the most common tip, but ever so important. Eliminate distractions or find what enables you to focus. This step is probably one of the harder ones to do, but what I found works best is to put on a podcast without video and make sure my monitors are allocated only to art. No social media, Reddit, or anything else that might pique my interest and distract me from what I'm doing. Oh, and put your phone on silent as well. These were the 3 main factors that I found useful, and maybe some of you will benefit from them as well. If anything, they might help you create better art and help you reach your goals. One other thing as well, ignore social media and keeping up with the algorithms. They're not conducive for creative work, and it's impossible to have daily art being uploaded to your followers. Take your time and release the art when it's done. However, do understand that seeking perfection can also contribute to procrastination as well. Accept that projects don't need to be perfect and focus on completing them to the best of your ability and move on to the next one. Well, this has definitely been a rambling video, but if you enjoyed it, feel free to let me know in the comments below. We're starting to wrap up this artwork, so it's time for the final reveal. And there you have it. This video has been 7 years in the making, but I'm still really happy with the outcome of the illustration. If you like the artwork and want to support me, it's available for purchase on Displate. The link is in the description below. But that has been all from me. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and if you haven't already, do make sure to subscribe. New videos every week. Thanks for watching.